Hi, in this lesson I'm going to talk about some of the fundamental concepts and terminology for probability. So, the first most important idea is that of an experiment. An experiment simply is when something happens. You flip a coin, you roll a die, you plant a tree and it grows to a certain height, you throw a dart and it lands a certain distance away from the target. So the outcome is the result of the experiment. So for example, you're flipping a coin, the outcome could be it goes heads or tails. And if you're throwing a dart, the outcome could be the distance that lands from the target. Now the sample space, you could think of that as the domain of the outcomes. In other words, the sample space is a set of all outcomes that would make sense for this experiment. So, again, if you're flipping a coin, sample space is the set that has heads, tails. Or if you're rolling a die, the sample space is a set that has numbers 1, 2, all the way through 6. Or, the sample space could have an infinite number of elements. For example, you're throwing the dart, there's an infinite number of positive real numbers, so an infinite number of distances that your dart could land. So, in that case, you just have the positive real numbers for your sample space. Now an event is a subset of the sample space, and I'm often going to use the letter E for event and S for sample space. So an event can have more than one outcome in it, and that's important. For example, if you're rolling a die, some of the events might be that there's an even number. So then that equals the set 2, 4, 6. Or if you're flipping a coin, the event could be, let's say the event just has heads in it. Now, two events can share an outcome. They can have an outcome in common. In other words, they can overlap. However, when two events don't overlap, they're called mutually exclusive. So from our coin flip example, the events heads and the events was just tails, those are mutually exclusive. You can't have something that's both heads and tails.